Hello YouTube, today we're going to talk about applying modes to bluegrass. Welcome to Wayne's World of Mandolin. Thanks for visiting the channel. I hope that you've subscribed and you give me a like on the videos here if you get something out of it. I've got a tip jar set up. You can PayPal me a few bucks. If you choose to, you'll find a good email and a way to do that in the description of each video, as well as a way to reach out to me for Skype sessions if you're interested in that. Today's topic is one that raises a lot of questions. You can learn to play bluegrass without really doing a whole lot of fretboard study, provided that you start really young and you take all those traditional channels of memorizing a bunch of fiddle tunes, all those things that we need to do. However, if you kind of got a later start, it could be a good thing to get connected to the fretboard through some of the studies that a lot of bluegrass players tend to skip over in their journey to learn to play the mandolin or to become connected to the fretboard. Just because we gain knowledge in that way doesn't mean that our bluegrass essence is going to suffer in any way as a result of that. I want to make an example of this out of a standard that a lot of you guys have probably heard. It's a tune called Our Last Goodbye. This is one that, as a member of Third Time Out, we used to do this song a lot. Anytime we were playing a festival with James King, he would come out on stage and sing this one. It was always really fun. I was a big fan of James King. I love his traditional singing. It was really cool to hear Russell sing tenor with him on this tune. We did it in the key of B. This is a common jam tune and just a great bluegrass song. When I think of like the ultimate person to sing this song, I would definitely think of Larry Sparks. His vocal delivery and the soul that he would have singing this, I don't think anyone could do better. I've never heard him sing this song, but I know it'd be great if he did. Anyway, we want to capture some of that same spirit within the mandolin solo that we would play for the melody of this tune. Now, if you've always thought, and you'd be right to think, the B major scale is that position on your mandolin. If I'm starting from a B note here in first position and I play this shape, that's the major scale for B. If you're not able to follow along with that, you'll find a number of videos that I have up about fretboard fundamentals. You can kind of catch up on this kind of thing and revisit this later. But anyway, there's our B major scale. So if you're familiar with this tune, Our Last Goodbye, I'm going to play it and I'm going to use the notes of that major scale. Okay, that's definitely not what we would want that tune to sound like. This is more along the lines of a solo that I would have played, like with James King on stage with us. So there's a melody-driven solo with a little bit of a bluesy element added to the end of it. Okay, here comes the place that the modes could actually serve you if you're not someone that's been playing bluegrass since you were a teenager and now you're in your 30s or 40s or wherever you are. This is something that I've watched this help a number of my students. Like, rather than think of, okay, here's this B scale, you're not playing those notes. You're doing different things, and there are embellishments in there. Well, before our ear might accept all of those embellishments, learning something about the modes and applying other scales that you probably are already familiar with to different key signatures. This is kind of an application. I have videos up about a modal approach and all those things you can find on the channel. This is a little bit more song specific today. Now, there's a lot of contemporary bluegrass played in the key of B that would require this type of sound. Okay, I'm going to throw a little bit of theory out. This could also, you could find things to help you with this concept here on the channel about chord scale. The notes of the B minor scale, a natural minor, would be if you played the D major scale, and we started that on a B note. That's a B minor scale, the natural minor scale. I like to recommend playing the A scale over B minor, which is technically a Dorian mode, but what that creates on your mandolin is an easier or a more visual scale in first position. If I start on an A note and I play the A major scale, look how nicely that lays on the mandolin. My fingers are occupying the 2nd, 4th, and 6th scale, or the 2nd, 4th, and 6th frets on the G and the D strings. On the A and the E strings, I'm playing the 2nd, 4th, and 5th frets. And I also have open notes on the D, A, and the E string. More than likely, you're already familiar with the A scale. If not, there it is. And I'm including that in the video so that you don't have to try to reference it. Now we're going to shift the tonal center of that A scale up one interval to the B note. To make it fall on your ear that way, let's start on the B note. Don't shift, don't move your index finger to the 4th fret. With your middle finger, start there. If we wanted to, we could add that last B note on the 7th fret of the E string, and then we have 2 octaves of that version of a B minor scale. Okay, even without any slides or anything, if I played that same solo, thinking of the A major scale providing the foundation for it instead of the B major scale, I already like that better. Some of those minor third notes could hit a little hard. That's why I was playing a slide or an embellishment. But just if you're in that, a place of saying, hey, my solo does sound like this, you want to get away from that. You'd be better off to play right onto that minor third interval. If you're not comfortable with that slide embellishment, you'd be better off to do that as far as capturing the spirit of the song. Okay, so here's what we're doing. We're playing the A major scale, but we're playing it over B. And technically it's a B minor mode, but there's so much bluegrass where this works because the melodies are really dark in their color, and the subject of bluegrass, I mean, people are dying in coal mines and all these tragic songs that are not very happy. So we don't want a happy sound on the mandolin or any of the other instruments as far as that goes. So just practice that. Play your A scale from A to A, then go up to the B note. And you can hear that fall on your ear as a completely different sound, just like if you were moving from an A major chord up to a B minor chord. Those would be the first 2 chords of an A major chord scale. You'll find content on the channel that addresses all of that. So this is about application of a mode on a really traditional bluegrass song. It doesn't mean that your solo would be completely built on this knowledge. You want to play this song at jam sessions at a bluegrass festival and get in the spirit of what's happening, and you want to listen to similar material from other players, maybe copy some of their licks or phrases or just the spirit that they delivered their solo in. All of those things in terms of articulation are more important than this mode. And that's the reason you do get a rub or an argument from some people that this isn't really the way to approach bluegrass. I happen to differ in opinion. As a teacher, I feel like it's my job to help you become connected to the fretboard. And if that hasn't happened in the traditional pathways of learning to play bluegrass, then some fretboard study could very well be the element that's missing to help you become connected. So I hope you enjoy this. Keep in mind, this could apply to all of the bluegrass material in B with a similar melodic structure, okay? If you like the channel, give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe.